Hi there, this is Jochem speaking, or you can call me John, because I know the ch is very hard for you to pronounce in English. So here we are again with my weekly podcast. And normally I would say this is Jochem speaking from the one and only sales podcast of the Netherlands. But that's not my podcast anymore. We're talking about the human side of performance right now. Last week we launched this English version of my podcast, and I was quite surprised because it has had a lot of views from you. So that's great. Please leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever. Please comment and rate, and you can also subscribe. Maybe I'll do the bell thing somewhere in the screen. Welcome back. Just the two of us are here, so I'll say whatever I want. I know you won't tell it to anybody else. And you can do the same back, okay? Welcome back. Let's jump right in. So in this weekly podcast, I get my inspiration from my working days or my days that I've had the last week since the last podcast. In this period, there are a lot of free days for working people in the Netherlands because of, Pinksteren, because of some holy days or whatever. And it shortens your week because most people last Thursday were free and they take the Friday free as well. So it's a work week of just 3 days. And for me as an entrepreneur, I don't have any free days. So it's quite difficult to keep being as productive as before. But it's just this period. I believe next week there's one other free day, and then up until the summer break, we can just move on. But it has influence on my working days as well, because I need to do my job normally on working hours. But in these weeks, I also need to work at the evening or at night or very early in the morning to make it happen. So that's I always find that difficult. So maybe next year I'll try to be free myself as well. But let's see. So that's one thing I had. That's one thing that came on top of my mind before I started this podcast. And what we did last week, we've started with the rebranding of our brand Van Dorenmolen. If you look at our website right now, the colors have changed and the brand has changed quite a bit, because there's been a lot of things happening the last couple of months in our company, and we thought about giving it a free start, giving it a more modern look, a look that fits better with what we do at the moment. So that's our rebranding. We've been busy with it for the last months, but now we are publishing it, and we are doing it in certain phases. So now the website and the offerings and the invoices have been done, and in the future we also and some LinkedIn posts, I believe. In the future we'll also do the app and all those things. So that's one thing that's I think it looks very good. I'm very interested in your opinion about it, so please let me know. But that was one of my main focuses of last week. What I wanted to talk to you about this week is one of the things we offer with our company, and I wrote something down. So and what I want to talk about is the interim jobs. And interim is just when you hire me to do a certain thing in your company to solve something or whatever. It's a temporary job, and then I'll go to the next job. And I always receive a lot of questions about what do I do and how do I do my job. And I wanted to explain that in this podcast of this week. So please take a seat, or if you're walking, please slow down a bit and let those words come into your ears. Enjoy, take a glass of water, get yourself some fruit or something, and enjoy. So I receive a lot of questions on LinkedIn or in person from people about questions about what I do. Normally they know about my podcast and they know about my leadership development programs because they've heard of it or they've seen it somewhere. But one of the things I do as well is my interim jobs. And interim is, for me, that's one of the most exciting jobs to do, because you really can transform a company to a new level, to a new phase. And that's very interesting to do. At least that's what I think. But I get a lot of questions about how I do my work, so I want to tell you a bit more about that in this podcast. First of all, I want to tell you something about when to hire me. And I normally get hired by companies that are having a lot of challenges with growth, for instance. So normally when the company grows fast with a lot of new revenue, a lot of new clients, it takes a big toll on the sales crew in the company. So the sales manager is not able to function properly anymore, is not able to make decisions right away. His thinking is leaning back a little maybe, is questioning his own abilities. That is the moment then when I need to step in and when I can help him or her to find him or herself back again and to give it more focus in leadership. So that's one, a lot of growth within the company or in companies that are facing other challenges within the company, such as processes that are not working anymore, or when there's a lot of arguments between certain departments, or when the salespeople are not achieving their goals anymore. Then I also step in to see what is happening and to see what we can change. So those are mostly the two focus points, either fast growth or problems in the company. So those are the two. And then the sectors I like most. And I like solution selling companies most. Because solution selling is something different than selling a banana. If you're selling a banana, then you're selling a certain product, and we just want to fix the hunger of our customer. And if that's with a banana or with an apple or with something else, we don't know yet. So then we are building a solution for that specific customer. And second of all, we only work at business-to-business selling companies because I like businesses mostly. And before we start, I like assignments with a head and a tail. I say it in the Netherlands. I won't be hired for just working in the company for indefinitely. I want to work for a specific amount of time, of a specific amount of months, and then I need to leave. Then I want to have been able to achieve our goals and then to proceed to my next assignment. Because if I don't have a clear goal, and I don't think you would like to have it, if you don't have a clear goal in front of you, you're not going anywhere. So if you're driving in your car without a navigation and you don't know where your destination is, you've got a big problem because you don't know where you are going. So, and then how do I work? I work semi-full-time or fractional. And with fractional, I mean 1 or 2 days a week. And with semi-full-time, I mean 4 days a week, not more mostly. Because I also have other assignments like leadership development programs and such. But if it's necessary, we can work 4 days for a specific company. But normally I like to do my work within 2 or 3 days at the max. And then for starters, when we start to work together, after we've signed the offering we made, and this offering entails also the head and the tail, and of course the financial investment for you, if we have our first conversation about what we want to achieve within our in the assignment, that's one of the most interesting talks I will have, because we'll learn more about each other in that first talk we have, and it will enable us to see our clear goal in front of us and to see how we will be able to achieve to get that goal. For instance, if you want to grow with your revenue with 20 or 30%, okay, that's a clear goal, and then we need to decide how are we going to make it. Do we need to hire new people? Or do we need to look in our processes? Because if we increase our revenue, our process, our operations won't work with it anymore. So we need to change other things to make that happen. If you want to increase your earnings, we'll need to look at certain expenses we don't need to have anymore. We may need to increase our revenue, or we may need to hire certain people, or we may need to fire certain people, or readjust their working capabilities or something. And then lastly, I want to talk to you something about dream, dare, and do. So if we are able to dream something, then we are able to dare that. And if we are able to dare it, we also are able to do it, to achieve those goals. And it's part of one of my leadership programs, Dream, Dare, and Do, because it's very interesting. It's a very interesting way of working, and I can tell you a little bit more about it if you'd like, but not today. I think that's a wrap for this week. Now, at the moment, I only have customers in the Netherlands. I've also worked in Germany and Belgium and other countries within my own company. Yeah, we did something in France, but it was also interim. No, so mainly focused now in the Netherlands, a little bit of Belgium. So if you are having a job in, for instance, the UK, I would like to visit the UK. So please let me know, and let's see if we can make something happen. Okay, thanks a lot for your time. I hope to see you again next week. You can also send me a WhatsApp or another message on my cell phone, which is 0031 64581 0366. It's my business phone number. So I hope to see you again next week. It was a blessing to see you guys again. See you next week. Ciao.